It's interesting, water has always been the infrastructure investment frontier. Water has been the enabler for infrastructure throughout history. Cities were built around water, development happens where water is, and development moves away from where there is no water. So I think understanding the importance of water as an enabling infrastructure is critical to our thinking for our economy. Well, all the figures would say that we're in trouble. We're heading for an incredible water deficit. So we've got two problems. On the one side, we have our existing groundwater just not being enough to cope. And on the other hand, we have an aging infrastructure which is not always well maintained, and many of our wetlands are being polluted. So on the one hand, we don't have enough and won't have enough. On the other hand, we're not managing what we've got to the optimum. It's important to understand that government has a responsibility, specifically in areas of water where there are other social factors involved with it. Government has a responsibility of getting the right quantity of water to the point of development. So the infrastructure is really a government play. The treatment of water, the alternative sources of water like desalination, the recycle and reuse of water creates a lot of opportunity for industry to play, in conjunction with government or in conjunction with large private players. Unfortunately, the current arrangement doesn't allow for optimization of the relationship between private and public players in the field. The major thing is, if we look at what's available, everything is available. We have the technologies, we have investors, and we certainly have a need on the other end. What is missing is who do we contract with? If we take the energy example, we know that Eskom was the contracting authority, and along that with the renewable industries could engage on a takeoff. In the water industry, with a multi-tiered approach with municipalities, water authorities, and national, I think there's a need for a central contracting authority. I think it comes back to our understanding of water. Water is a national asset. It's an enabler. For too long, we have viewed water as just a line item on our income statement. So the pricing is not realistic. Also, understanding the pricing doesn't cater for different levels of water. We just use potable water. We have one standard of water, and that's what we do. So I think the government's white paper on pricing is giving some guidance, and certainly, in certain places we should be paying less for water, but in many of the instances we should be paying a lot more. Well, I think politics is the environment within which that investment will take place. From an investor's perspective, and we talk not only from our own, but also from our international investors and from our partners in India, there's incredible amount of infrastructure money available for this over extended period of time in terms of boots or in terms of build, operate and manage facilities and deliveries. But what is important is a stable political environment with certainty. And I think those are really the issues that we're looking for. And hopefully government is in the process or trying to create that certainty. So effectively, if I had to summarize, you're looking for a stable environment, you're looking for a contracting authority, and you're looking for an enabling environment in which to roll out these. If we don't, we're going to run into trouble. Of course it does, but I don't think it's something that you can't balance within this. Our understanding needs to be formed first against the Constitution and the constitutional right to water. And then we need to understand water as an enabler, and then we need to look at the commercialization of water. And that's where government can play a major role and again, I think understanding where private can play and where government needs to play. But at the end of the day, the constitutional delivery of water to underprivileged communities or previously unserviced communities is core to the water strategy. Well, I think, again, when we start viewing water as a national asset, and when people start understanding that water is a national asset, and when people start understanding that there's needs, water is a basic developmental need, but it is also an infrastructure enabler, then you can start engaging people around, at what level do they pay, why should they pay, and what are the benefits. Bringing water to a community can unlock an incredible amount of value in that community. As I say, I referred to my first point. We go back to cities were developed along rivers. They developed along water. So, when communities start understanding the true value of having access to water, I think we'll be able to overcome many of these challenges. We understand that only by managing the entire value chain will we be, and I think, unfortunately, South Africans, our history is we want to eat our own bananas. We want to kind of hold everything to ourselves. We understand the importance of bringing together the various components of this delivery, and I think there's the civil side to it, there's the actual technology side, then there's the management, and there's the financial side. And only when we package all of that together will we be able to effectively deliver. And Stefanutti Stocks brings a component of the construction and the civils, but also a component of understanding the rollout of projects. And within that framework, we'll be able to cooperate, and we really look forward to that.